the Valley on ESPN3 that we have, the digital thing.
Yeah. 7:51, Big 550 on the Big 550 KTRS. Kelly Jackson, the first time I met our next guest, it was lunch at McGurk's. I've known this man a very long time. Jack Watkins, good guy from the Missouri Valley Conference. Jack, thanks for joining us here.
Well, it's a pleasure to be on with you guys this morning.
Morning.
We've got some news we want to break here in a second, but our very first lunch, I sit down and he says, "Hi, Jack Watkins, Missouri Valley." I was like, "Hi, I'm McGraw Millhaven. Nice to meet you." He says, "Are you the same McGraw Millhaven who set the appearance record at Nebraska in 1987 or something?" I was like, "You're the only person in the world who knows that."
I used to be the baseball SID at the University of Missouri.
So there you go. So, of course, he's my favorite.
An appearance record at
Yes, most times at the rail on O Street, the brass rail. No.
I'm like, what?
The most times at P.O. Pears on a Wednesday for Penny Pincher
That would
night.
make sense.
All right. Jack, you've been with the Mo Valley how long?
Last Wednesday, I started my 25th year.
How about that? And
Happy
how long has the Missouri Valley tournament been here in St. Louis?
We just conducted our 26th chapter this past March, and we'll add chapter 27 next March when KTRS is a big partner of ours.
Yeah, how about that? Some big news. So the KTRS is going to carry all of the Missouri Valley games next spring.
That's correct. For Arch Madness, March 2nd through 5th, we have a new home. Very grateful to have that home on the Big 550.
Yeah. And is it true that Martin Kilcoyne will be doing some of the games?
It is my understanding from Mark Dorsey that, yes, that Marty will be making an appearance.
I think it should be Martin Kilcoyne and John Carney doing the games. No. That would be bad. We would set basketball broadcasting back for years. Missouri Valley is one of the great treasured tournaments, and St. Louis is lucky to have it. I know you have the numbers. How beneficial is it to the region every spring to have the Missouri Valley Conference tournament here?
Well, I'm no Dr. Pat Risch. I'm not an economist.
Sure.
My wife says I have enough trouble balancing our checkbook. But I do know there's a big influx. We've had a minimum of 50,000 fans each of the last 12 years, largely from out of town.
Right.
So a lot of direct economic spending from out of town, whether it's the hotel or restaurant community. And quite honestly, from talking to our friends in the service industry, there are really three big pieces of business the first quarter every year. Soulard, Mardi Gras, Valentine's Day is a big piece of business, obviously, between restaurants and hotels, and the State Farm MVC tournament. And our fans, it's a rite of passage. It's really neat to walk down. I've never been outside during our tournament, but I've heard it's really cool. You see these legions of different school color clad fans walking up and down Clark on their way to Scottrade. I've heard that it's somewhere just south of 10 million, but again, I'm no economist.
Sure.
And it's a moving target every year. So
not only that, but the Missouri Valley Conference has found itself with some very, very good basketball over the last number of years.
Well, we've had 5 straight years where we've won at least 2 games in the NCAA tournament, or won a game in the NCAA tournament. The last 2 years we've won 3. Wichita State went to the Final Four in 2013, the Sweet 16 in 2015, and both Wichita State and Northern Iowa have won games in the tournament the last 2 years. We've been around for 110 years, incredibly. Yeah. And in spite of what you might think, no, I was not there for the founding McGraw. But our management team, between Doug Elgin, our commissioner, Patty Viverito, our senior associate commissioner, and Mike Kern, our other associate commissioner, the 4 of us have 112 years experience with our conference. So collectively, we've been around longer than the league.
It's a well-run conference, and Doug Elgin runs it well. He just can't figure out where 1034 South Brentwood Boulevard is.
Your words, not mine, McGraw.
We can do that. Doug Elgin's one of the good ones. All right, so I know sort of behind the scenes we were working on this for a couple of months, and we're finally announcing that the Missouri Valley Basketball Conference is coming here to KTRS. We're thrilled. So it's a 4-day tournament, and so we're going to be blowing out programming for the tournament so that you can get a sense of the atmosphere down at the Scottrade Center.
Well, right, not just the 4 days in March, you guys, but certainly one of the big components of our agreement with KTRS was a weekly program, 15-minute program on I think the landing point's going to be on Friday nights,
right,
where we can give some of the behind-the-scenes stories about our student athletes and coaches leading up to Arch Madness. And, we are thrilled to have a partner that values our product not only 4 days in March, but throughout the year. And that was a big selling point in this new agreement that we have with KTRS.
Yeah, it's great. We are thrilled. All right, Jack Watkins. To find out more about the Missouri Valley Conference, what's the website?
There are two, really.
Yes.
The big one for the tournament is archmadness.com. Our regular website is mvc-sports.com.
You got it. And we're thrilled. It's going to be a great run. The Missouri Valley Conference tournament here, new home, Big 550 KTRS. And as you said, the sports will be covering it more in depth throughout the season. Jack Watkins, you're always welcome here. Thanks for checking in.
Pleasure to be here.
7:57, Big 5.